This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Fear and intimidation. RCMP charged 4 men in southwest Nova Scotia, accusing them of running a criminal organization. Fire department concerns, criminal charges, alleged cannabis impairment, and infants at an emergency scene. And hurry hard. Meet the Nova Scotia women's curling team, hoping to represent Canada at next year's Olympics.
A few showers on Saturday as the system passes just to our south. We're going to clear the skies for Sunday. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. RCMP have arrested 4 men they accused of being involved in a criminal organization and causing fear throughout Digby County. They say the men have been involved in drug trafficking and arson, as well as intimidation and making threats. As Gareth Hampshire tells us, there's a feeling of relief among some community members today.
RCMP announced a breakthrough in their investigation into what they describe as a criminal organization they say behaved like they owned the Acadian community of Clare. 4 men have been arrested, and police have laid a series of charges, including cocaine trafficking, as well as intimidation and arson charges.
People were being intimidated, fearful to come and report and become a new victim in their eyes, right? Targeted, let's say, if they come and report crime to us. And we were struggling.
The investigation, named Project Maritime, took more than a year. Police assembled a special task force involving about 60 members.
We took the time to gather the evidence that's been strong and that will hold up in court and truly test the law for the person that's organizing this and the one that's making the decisions.
Police say that person is 66-year-old Eric David Thibault of Church Point, who is now in custody. He's also facing charges under the Fisheries Act, with police alleging some of the group's operations are connected to the lobster fishery.
The lobster industry is another avenue for this organized crime group to make money. That is the sole reason, and they're not only involved in lobster.
Over the past few years, there has been a string of violent crime, including shootings in the area. Police held a town hall meeting this week to tell residents they'd made arrests.
I think there was a sigh of relief from the people. You could feel a weight lifted off their shoulders, I think, because they seen something was actually moving on the file, and it had been going on for a while. I mean, it had been not dormant, but they've been working on the file for the past 13 months, and I think it took them a while to put their ducks in a row, but it looks like they have them now, I guess.
People living in the area have been waiting for news.
We've heard the gunshots in different people's houses, buildings burnt down mysteriously, that's as a warning, I guess.
The RCMP investigation remains open, and police want to hear from anyone who might have information, and they're not ruling out further possible charges or arrests. Gareth Hampshire, CBC News, Dartmouth.
A former St. FX football player must wait a little while longer to learn his fate. Teddy Jegeda was convicted of 2 counts of sexual assault earlier this year. His sentencing hearing started today in Antigonish. The CBC's Blair Rhodes was there.
The sexual assaults occurred 2 years ago on the St. FX campus, where both Omagabalan Teddy Jegeda and the 2 women he attacked were all students at the time. The Crown is asking that he get a prison sentence of between 27 and 36 months.
In arriving at those numbers, we took into account a number of factors. We consider the circumstances in this case. We consider the case law precedents. We consider the impacts on the victim, as well as the personal circumstances of Mr. Jagade, which come to the court through the impact and culture assessment and the pre-sentence report.
Jageda's lawyer is recommending a conditional sentence to be served in the community. That's basically house arrest.
On the duration of sentence, we're maybe not that far apart, but the Crown is looking for actual jail sentence, whereas the defense is recommending a custodial sentence, but to be served in the community as under a conditional sentence order. So that is a pretty stark difference in some ways, yes.
Both women gave victim impact statements. One read hers from behind a screen so that she couldn't see Jegeda as she spoke. The other woman did not attend court and had her statement read by the Crown. They both spoke of the trauma they've experienced battling tackling depression, anxiety, panic, and other conditions.
They were difficult assaults. Every sexual assault is a very, very serious matter, and we treat them with the utmost care at the Crown Attorney's Office, and the victims certainly poignantly and eloquently described the effect of the assaults on them in their statements.
Justice Frank Hoskins has reserved his decision while he considers the length and type of sentence Jagada must serve and how much time his name should remain on the National Sex Offender Registry. The case returns here on December 17th. Blair Rhodes, CBC News, Antigonish.
Let's bring in Ryan with first look at the weather, and the weekend has arrived. How's it shaping up?
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's always working for the weekend, right? And so, yeah, it's looking pretty good. We have cloudy skies on Saturday, a couple of isolated showers in the mix, but overall it looks pretty quiet. Temperatures are going to be in the 7-8 degree range, so milder than things have been over the last few days by a degree or two. Winds in from the west to southwest at 20, gusting 30 to 40 kilometers per hour. We're going to clear the skies for Sunday. It's going to be cooler, a little cooler than it should be for this time of year. The wind's a bit lighter on Sunday, sustained around 10 to 15, and we're going to be gusting in and around the 20 to 30 kilometer per hour range. And so, yeah, an opportunity to get outside both days this weekend. There's the front that will come through. And again, the best chances for showers are going to be along the Atlantic coastline Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening, especially into Cape Breton. We're clearing the skies for Sunday, and then we've got an Alberta clipper that we're going to be keeping an eye on for Monday, Sunday night into Monday, throwing a few showers and flurries into the mix. We'll talk about that in your full 7-day forecast coming up in a few minutes.
All right. We'll be talking to you soon. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Well, Halifax will become home to a new hub for cutting-edge maritime defense technology. This morning, the federal government announced $29 million for the hub at Dartmouth's Cove facility. The Secure Innovation Hub is the first of many planned across Canada. It will see military members, private industry, and academics develop and test new technology in a top-secret space. They'll focus on surveillance technology, uncrewed systems, and projects using artificial intelligence.
This is about a continuum of three things. What do we need in terms of our own capabilities? What can we build and create in Canada? And what can we sell elsewhere to create jobs, promoting exports, sharing and strengthening security and sovereignty with like-minded countries?
The hubs are part of Ottawa's new defense plan to streamline research and technology innovation and cut down on silos. Global Democratic leaders are gathering in Halifax today as the 17th annual Halifax International Security Forum gets underway. The three-day international conference will focus entirely on the future of democracy and global security. The scale of the meeting is significant. Delegations include 9 U.S. senators, Canada's Chief of Defense Staff, and defense ministers from Sweden, the Netherlands, Latvia, Estonia, and Colombia.
Folks who work on security, hard security, military, and the folks who work on climate change and the folks who work on human rights, they end up spending a lot of time just talking with each other. And here at Halifax, we put them all together because all of these issues are connected for our human security. And so we've got human rights activists, we've got opinion makers, thinkers, academics together with the politicians and the generals. So this is a place that's very, very meaningful. Conversations here have impact in the world.
The conference got underway this afternoon with opening remarks from Canada's Defence Minister. The fate of a volunteer fire department in Cumberland County is now in the hands of the Municipal Council. A meeting was held Thursday regarding the now defunct Joggins Volunteer Fire Department, where more details were shared about the municipality's concerns. The CBC's Luke Ettinger has more.
Weeks after their department was shuttered, Cumberland County volunteer firefighters responded to a more detailed list of concerns from the municipality. In October, municipal staff revoked the Joggins Volunteer Fire Department registration. At a public meeting on Thursday, staff listed concerns including cannabis impairment at emergencies and a volunteer firefighter bringing their newborn twins along while responding to a call. There were also concerns about conduct at 3 fires dating back to 2023. Longtime Joggins firefighter John Reed responded on the department's behalf.
Most of the complaints from the county were about the chief and the deputy chief. They've resigned.
In October, former Chief Chris St. Peter and his brother Dylan St. Peter were both charged with assault. Dylan, the younger brother, also faces a charge of sexual interference with a person under 16. On Thursday, staff said Dylan St. Peter was promoted to deputy chief after that charge, despite the municipality requesting he take a leave of absence.
The explanation that I'd got as a member of the fire department is that he had talked to staff, and this came from the chief, and they told us that it was okay. Whether we were lied to or not, I don't know, but that's what we were told, and so we didn't have much other choices.
Now the municipality of Cumberland Council has a choice to reinstate the department's registration or respect staff's decision.
There's not a person on either side of this that hasn't lost sleep over what's gone on here in the last number of months involving the Joggins Fire Department. And there'll be more sleepless nights in the next few days while council decides exactly where they want to land.
On top of personnel issues, an engineering report this year found the building was not suitable for a fire hall. Since the department's closure, the Joggins Fire District is being serviced by the River Hibbert Volunteer Fire Department about 5 kilometers away. Reed worries about additional response time and feels the county is doing anything it can to close the department.
The writing was on the wall before we had this meeting. They didn't give us any time to prepare for it.
The issue is expected to come back to Municipal Council on Wednesday. Luke Ettinger, CBC News, Upper Nepean.
Provincial officials say the government is putting up funding so people living in RV spaces at Shuby Campground in Dartmouth will be able to stay and access supports this winter. The Halifax Regional Municipality will receive about $160,000 from the province to keep 17 spaces open for rent over the colder months. Officials say municipal outreach teams will ensure guests have access to adequate food and provide navigation support for healthcare and social services. Other essential services like drinking water, wastewater services, snow clearing, and garbage collection will continue to be provided. Well, a Nova Scotia women's curling team hopes to represent Canada at next year's Olympics. The Christina Black rink is playing in the Olympic curling trials, which are kicking off in Halifax this weekend. Richard Woodbury has that story.
When skip Christina Black learned the Canadian Olympic trials were being held in Halifax, a thought immediately entered.
Oh my goodness. I need to figure out how to play in this. This is an incredible opportunity to get to play at home in Halifax, at the Scotiabank Centre, in front of so many amazing fans, and to be the home team.
This involved a grueling schedule of traveling for tournaments and earning the necessary amount of points to qualify for the trials.
Team Black won't have to wait long to hit the ice. They play in the first draw on Saturday at 2 p.m. against Manitoba's Carrie Anerson. It's their first match of many to possibly represent Canada at the Olympics.
But getting here has not been easy. Second Jennifer Baxter calls the last 3 years exhausting. Her career as a learning center teacher means she cannot work remotely. Traveling for tournaments means foregoing income. She left this year's Scotties Tournaments of Hearts mid-game after learning her father died. She and her husband have struggled with infertility and have gone through 2 rounds of in vitro fertilization. But the sacrifices are all part of chasing the Olympic curling dream.
I've spent my entire life doing it, and I don't know what I would do with my time otherwise. It's really hard to think of, once you're done curling, what would you do?
But Baxter says the ice is a place to get away from life's challenges. A former coach used to refer to this as the portal.
I have a nice team that is very supportive, and so it's easy to kind of leave that stuff for the time being and focus on, your task and being here for them and for me, and leaving all of that alone for the time being. It's been a really nice way to kind of escape from the reality.
If the Black Rink succeeds, they'd be the first Nova Scotian team to represent Canada at the Olympics.
We're just so proud to be here and be in this event, and it's an amazing opportunity for us, but I haven't really thought about it in that way, so no extra pressure. We're just out there, gonna go do our thing and really enjoy the whole time.
The team enters the Olympic trials as the 4th-ranked Canadian team. Richard Woodbury, CBC News, Halifax.
There's a shot of the Northwest Arm from earlier today. Ryan is up next with his full weather forecast.
This weather update is brought to you in part by Atlantic Lottery's iGames. Play hundreds of games on the Atlantic Lottery app or at alc.ca.
And Ryan is back with his full weather forecast. I love how in your first hit you threw in a little Loverboy reference. I was waiting for you to break into song.
Yeah, I'm not going to break into any songs, but yes, indeed working for the weekend. And it's been not a bad week. Certainly some cool starts, including this morning. We're looking at a kind of a milder Saturday. Certainly a milder start to Saturday.
That's good.
Let's have a look first at our low temperatures this morning. And it was chilly.
Another scrape off the car morning, wasn't it?
For sure. -7 to -9 across northern parts of the province, as you can see in many spots, closer to the freezing mark down towards the south and west. And yeah, it was up to 9 degrees at Shelburne, 11 our hot spot at Sable Island. And that was, you can see most of the temps, though, into the mid to high single digits. We're falling off here now, down to the freezing mark, in through Parsboro and Truro and in through Kentville and Greenwood. And as we look ahead to tonight, what we're going to be seeing is those temperatures dropping a bit further and then rising into tomorrow morning. The winds from the east, as we've been watching this system that's been tracking in to Cape Breton and Guysborough and Antigonish County with some of those showers that have been moving through. This is nothing really to write home about, but every drop helps when we're trying to dig our way out of this drought. So the low continues to move out, and we've got this next low coming in from the west, and it is holding hands with this system here, and that's going to be the low that skirts to our south for tomorrow, bringing us at least a few shower possibilities along the Atlantic coastline. So you can see temperatures have really cooled off in places like Winnipeg and Thunder Bay. Some cooler air being drawn into northern parts of Ontario right now. Toronto back up to 8 degrees today. And as we look at the temperature outlook for tonight, these are our overnight lows, but in many cases, we are going to see temperatures rising into tomorrow morning. So let's break down the timeline. So there are those easterly winds and those showers departing from Cape Breton by likely midnight, and then the clouds building in through west and central areas. And note those temperatures will be rising overnight tonight, especially in through the Tri-County area, 7 and 8 degrees to start Saturday morning. We're going to be in and around the freezing mark still for places like Truro into the eastern parts of the mainland. Halifax Metro near 3 by 9 a.m. though up to the 5 degree mark, and you can see 2 or 3 degrees in here through Cape Breton. So really the clouds quite thick tomorrow, some breaks of sun possible, but really not a lot of shower activity based on the latest runs coming through here. This doesn't look like much at all. A couple of showers possible, but the greatest risk will be Saturday afternoon as that larger low that I just showed you a moment ago, as it tracks just offshore. That's where we're going to be seeing the possibility, our best possibility of some showers, and it'll be right along the Atlantic coastline, the greatest risk. 7-8 degrees across Cape Breton tomorrow. Those winds from the southwest, 20 gusting 30 to 40. A similar story, Antigonish and Guysborough County. And then back into the central areas, we'll see temperatures ranging between 6 and 8 degrees here as well. The winds in from the west, 20 gusting to 40. And for the Tri-County area, 7, 8, 9 degrees with that westerly wind. We will be looking at temps closer to 6 in Annapolis Royal and Greenwood. And then for Sunday, we're looking at that westerly flow, keeping temps a bit cooler, 3, 4 degrees, maybe a 5 on the in and around the Yarmouth area, but a pretty quiet day and a pretty nice day. So there goes the low. An area of high pressure moving in briefly. Does look like we cloud up again into the Sunday afternoon time period, but this is high clouds. We should still see the sun filtering through. And then we've got an Alberta clipper, and it will be clipping indeed. It goes from the coast on Sunday evening all the way to our south by Monday morning. And around this clipper, we'll see the possibility of a few showers, maybe even a flurry for areas in the north, especially in through Cape Breton and the Highlands. So temperatures on Monday look set to range between about 2 to 4 degrees. And then for Tuesday, clearing the skies again. Wednesday, double-digit potential as that next system will come through with a push of southerly winds, and then we're going to clear the skies again through Thursday into Friday. So no major systems on tap, but at least the possibility on Wednesday of a better soaking that we still need, Amy.
I guess we still do. All right, thanks for that.
Thank you.
Well, in Member 2, Cape Breton, local mental health and addictions counselors held a community event to highlight local addiction supports. For one counselor, it's a personal issue. She wants to see more addiction support in the community. Anna Rack has that story.
At the Member 2 Trade and Convention Centre, about 80 community members gathered to listen to local mental health and addictions counselors. Laurette Lebobe is one of those counselors. She's dealt with drug addiction herself. Now she is 16 years sober and wants to use her experience to help others in her community.
It's important to squish the common myths and misconceptions around mental health and addiction because it reduces the stigma, and the main objective here was to help others in community to find resources.
When Lebobe was working to get sober, she had to go off reserve to find support. But now she hopes to bring Indigenized support services to Member 2.
This would be Indigenous made, and Indigenous knowledge would be incorporated, our teachings. It would be the connection to land, culture, ceremony, medicines, and the say of our elders and what it is that our people need and want.
Another local counselor says holding events like these help keep the community informed on what supports are available.
The awareness of mental health addictions has also shifted, and with the more generations coming forward and our youth, we are seeing many changes around what the addiction looks like as well as accessibility. So having this information for parents, and as you can see in the crowd there are some young folks here as well, they get to hear that because it may not always be something they hear otherwise, or they may hear misinformation on.
Some in the community say addictions are an active issue in Member 2, so events like these can really make a difference.
I know several people that are currently still battling addictions, and it's a hard journey, but being able to talk about it and being able to open up with one another and just having that peer support or even support here with the mental health and addictions team at the health center can be a positive impact for all these individuals.
The Member 2 Health Center says they're in the early stages of planning an alcohol-free and drug-free home for people trying to get sober. Anna Rack, CBC News, Member 2.
Coming up, Peter MacKay looks to the future of Canada's defence at the Halifax International Security Forum. The 2025 Halifax International Security Forum is underway. And for some perspective on all of this, we're joined by Peter MacKay, former Defence and Foreign Affairs Minister. So you were instrumental in bringing this about back in 2009. Flash forward to now, is the world less secure, do you think?
I think unquestionably it's more secure. I mean, and it's on multiple fronts. We have obviously what's happening in Ukraine, which is on the doorstep of Europe, and it rages on. We've seen obviously tremendous instability throughout the region, the Middle East, but particularly between Israel and Palestine. And then you have the South China Sea and what's happening there. We hear very little about what's going on in Africa. So to answer your question, yes, the world is much more volatile, and certainly that leads to countries making different decisions and investing in security. Much of that discussion is happening here.
Canada, of course, is trying to up its defense, but that doesn't happen overnight. What do you think of the direction and the steps you're seeing so far?
The direction is absolutely the right one. The steps will be incremental, as you said. You can't buy this equipment at Canadian Tire. These are massive investments. There's a long supply chain for things like fighter planes and drones and subsea drones. The good news for our region and the good news for Canada writ large is that we can start to manufacture some of that equipment here. And Halifax in particular plays a central role with the arrival of the NATO Diana, which is the Defense Innovation Accelerator, North Atlantic. That creates a lot of opportunities and will in fact be like a magnet in bringing investment and bringing some of these innovations from the drawing board to the production line.
Now, Donald Trump is proposing the so-called Golden Dome to protect North America from missile strikes. First of all, do you think it's feasible?
We're a long way from that. I mean, there is something similar over Israel, and the Iron Dome has been quite effective. We saw it in use when Iran was sending, intercontinental ballistic missiles towards Israel. Doing something of that scale over North America and over the Arctic and the austere environment that's there, low satellite trajectory, it's technology that doesn't exist. So I think we're a long way from it, and the cost of that would be prohibitive for Canada.
$61 billion overall.
Right, and double it in terms of the timeline and getting it to an actual place where it would have effect. So there's going to be some iteration of that. There will be some form of missile defense. Canada will be part of it, I suspect, as members of NORAD. And so that is very much a big piece of what North American security and investment will look like. But there are other parts of that, the deep water refueling in the Arctic, recapitalizing some of the landing strips, and having equipment there is very, very challenging at times of the year where it's pitch dark and -40.
So do you think Canada should even entertain the idea of this project that the U.S. president is proposing?
Well, there's never harm in talking about it. And as I said, I think it'll be some other type of missile defense of which Canada can play a role. It'll be a system of systems. So there'll be ships, there'll be submarines, drones, aircraft, all of this connected because it's about trying to take down missiles, or think of it as a bullet on a bullet. It's a very, very sophisticated effort.
Given the strained relations between the U.S. and Canada, what are you expecting to hear from the delegation of U.S. senators here?
Interestingly, and having been in that sort of diplomatic world, you don't speak ill of your country when you're out of your country. And I think the dynamic in the United States right now is very challenging. These are senators and congressmen and women that are, sword lengths apart, is what we say in the Canadian Parliament. But they don't come here and criticize their president or their government. They come here, I think, with a spirit of cooperation. They want the Canada-U.S. relationship to, I don't even want to say repair, because institutionally we are still very close. Military to military, Five Eyes, we work very closely at our border. The politics and the dynamic and the rhetoric around trade has made that strained, but we won't find that, I think, playing out here in Halifax. I think it's a very cordial relationship between senators and members of parliament and participants.
All right. Well, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it.
My pleasure, Amy. Thank you.
Coming up, Prime Minister Mark Carney touched down in South Africa today for the G20 Leaders Summit as Canada looks to advance trade talks. And a grizzly bear is still on the loose after attacking a group of school children and teachers on a walking trail in British Columbia. Welcome back. Prime Minister Mark Carney has arrived in South Africa for the G20 Leaders Summit. Carney is planning to meet with several world leaders over the weekend, but delegates from one major country won't be there. Ashley Burke is in Johannesburg with more.
The Prime Minister arriving in Johannesburg for a summit that's supposed to be with leaders representing 2/3 of the world's population. But this year, the biggest economy won't be there. Donald Trump's boycotting the G20.
The United States is not participating in official talks.
Death, death, death.
In May, Trump confronted South Africa's president with false claims of genocide against white South African farmers, and later called it a disgrace it's hosting the G20.
Because what's happened there is bad. I'm not going. I told him I'm not going. I'm not going to represent our country there.
But the summit's going ahead without Trump. And on the heels of Carney's visit to the UAE, he's aiming to continue diversifying trade away from the U.S.
Canadians have become united in the face of the fundamental change in U.S. trade policy.
Carney made his pitch to business leaders about why he says they should invest in Canada.
One of the things, the many strengths of the UAE that Canada shares, is offering investors the certainty that they deserve.
The UAE is now promising to invest more than $90 billion into Canada's economy, with $23 billion for specific projects. Carney's now taking his pitch to other countries on the sidelines of the G20. Trump not being there removes a big center of attention.
If part of the goal for Mark Carney at this summit is to have meetings with key countries that Canada is trying to deepen its trade partnerships with, like South Korea, like Indonesia, India, and others, then Trump's absence may, in some ways, actually create some space for that.
Carney is expected to hold bilateral meetings on Saturday with the leaders of France, the EU, UK, Germany, and Norway, then meet with India's Prime Minister on Sunday. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Johannesburg.
Police have provided new details about yesterday's incident involving a grizzly bear on British Columbia's central coast. 11 people were injured when the animal attacked a group of children on a class outing.
The group had stopped along a trail near the community when a grizzly bear emerged from the forest and attacked. Teachers successfully repelled the bear using pepper spray and a bear banger. CRS responded with RCMP to secure the area and assist emergency medical services.
Officials say the group consisted of 4th and 5th grade students along with their teachers. 1 adult and 3 children were badly hurt. They were flown south to Vancouver for medical treatment. It is a familiar refrain to many parents, the child who says they can't go to school because they're sick. A CBC News investigation has found it's happening more than it used to, and experts say some of it may be linked to anxiety and mental health. Tara Carmen reports.
This one, it gets stuck.
2 months into the new school year, and 12-year-old William D. Pasquale has already missed 10 days of grade 7.
I don't really like school at the moment.
Having cereal, getting your outfit together, just starts to show up in resistance.
William's father, Norm, works from home.
5 minus 7, yeah.
He has the added task of supervising William when he doesn't want to go to school.
We're at about the time where you have to get them to school so that you can get back to start your workday. So the clock is ticking, and that sort of subtle resistance is very effective.
What is he saying about why he doesn't want to go?
You don't always get a clear reason. It might be sometimes I'm feeling sick. Maybe that's legit. Sometimes maybe it's not necessarily legit. Other times maybe there's another reason, like bullying in the schoolyard that's happening.
I twitch a lot in class. And sometimes I get made fun of that.
Can you tell me about what happens?
Just say mean stuff.
And how does that feel?
Well, sometimes I'm I don't care. Okay, yeah, you said it. But sometimes it kind of hurts.
When there's been an incident at school, it carries with him the next day, and then the next morning it becomes the reason why he doesn't want to go to school that day.
To find out how widespread this is, CBC News obtained attendance data from some of the largest school districts in the country. Of those that track illness, our analysis shows compared to 5 years ago, absences for reported illness went up.
When we think about school attendance, we think about it as a symptom of underlying issues that can be going on. We do have to set a date for that.
Natasha McBrearty and David Smith belong to a research partnership investigating attendance issues among children and youth in Canada.
We know from the families we work with, we know from the service providers that anxiety definitely is a contributor to attendance.
Anxiety over taking a test, difficulty fitting in, stress at home, bullying.
The staying home is a well-known, well-documented reaction of kids and parents to bullying situations. Every day there are hundreds or thousands of students who are out of school because of the bullying that they're experiencing.
Mom's going to pass you some seaweed there for your lunch.
Tara Carmen, CBC News, Toronto.
Ukraine is under pressure to respond to a U.S. peace plan to end the war with Russia. Donald Trump presented Kyiv with a 28-point draft to end the almost 4-year-old war and says he wants an answer by next Thursday.
We have a way of getting peace. We think we have a way of getting peace. He's going to have to approve it.
Washington's proposal includes Ukraine ceding territory to Russia, limiting its military, and blocking its path to join NATO. It contains many of Moscow's long-standing demands that Zelensky has previously rejected. The Ukrainian president pledged to work constructively with the U.S. on the plan, but says he won't betray his country. Russian President Vladimir Putin says it could be the basis for what he calls a final settlement. A peace proposal is expected to dominate discussions on sidelines of the G20 summit in Johannesburg over the weekend. Violence continues to surge in the occupied West Bank. Health officials say 2 Palestinian teenagers were killed by Israeli forces near Ramallah overnight. It comes after Israel says Palestinian attackers killed an Israeli man and injured 3 others in a stabbing and car ramming attack earlier this week. Tom Perry reports.
The aftermath of a surprise attack. The charred remains of delivery vans at a dairy in the occupied West Bank, the vehicles set alight by a mob of masked Israeli settlers. Mohammed Zabadeh works here. On the day of the attack, he saw workers running. When he saw the settlers, he says, he made sure the doors were locked and employees inside. This attack part of a surge in settler violence, targeting homes, vehicles, a mosque, even a Reuters news crew covering the annual olive harvest, a frequent flashpoint. In the town of Sinjar, where the Palestinian Health Ministry says settlers killed 2 men, including a Palestinian American, in July, homes have been attacked and car windows smashed. The town sits behind a high metal fence. Israeli officials say it's to protect a nearby highway from Palestinians throwing rocks and attacking vehicles. Though people here say all it's done is cut them off from their land. Walid Naim Fakah used to grow food on the far side of the fence. Now he worries what will happen if he's caught there by settlers or the army.
The situation in Sinjar is very dangerous.
The town's mayor doesn't believe Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who has condemned the recent violence and called on authorities to go after the perpetrators.
No, that's not true. Benjamin Netanyahu, with his team, they protect them.
Human rights groups and the UN say Israeli authorities have often turned a blind eye to attacks or supported them. Palestinians say so far they see no reason to believe that will change. Tom Perry, CBC News, Sinjar in the occupied West Bank.
A week of relentless rain and flash flooding has left at least 41 people dead and countless others seeking shelter in central Vietnam. Rescue teams are racing to move people trapped in chest-high waters. More than 500,000 households and businesses were damaged. The floodwaters are also hampering the lucrative coffee harvest in the region. Extreme weather has battered Vietnam in recent months. 2 recent typhoons left a trail of death and destruction within weeks of each other. A crime wave is hitting jewelry stores across Canada. Smash and grabs are going viral on social media. But who's really behind these robberies? This week, the Fifth Estate looks into these crimes. Joanna Remiliotis reports.
We're here. The team just went into the building. They're likely at the door now, I would assume, and they're about to execute the warrants.
When York Regional Police's hold-up unit executed a search warrant in Toronto, they didn't expect to find all this.
Hammers that they obviously have splashed in displays with. Shattered glass, obviously, from display cases as well.
A bag full of potential evidence. It wasn't the only surprising lead.
From people's jewelry.
I've been told that there's 1 male adult inside and he's currently under arrest.
Okay. Police say the suspect in that cruiser is linked to several smash and grab robberies in Ontario. You might have seen videos of those brazen robberies. Police say they've spiked in the last 3 years. The Fifth Estate was able to identify at least 60 cases in Ontario this year alone. Jerry Serrani's store has been targeted 3 times in 1 year.
You see the crime is getting bigger and bigger, getting more violent. So something has to happen. Something has to change.
You know, we've never seen the prevalence of young persons committing crimes at these levels, ever.
In Peel region west of Toronto, 40% of robbery suspects are young teens, in many cases recruited by adults who tell them they'll face less severe consequences if they get caught. Once out on bail, police say the minors often go on to reoffend.
If you look at the numbers don't lie. We're not, the deterrent isn't there. So the messaging isn't there, and these repeat offenders and this cycle of violence that's occurring, it has to stop.
There's a lot of emotion behind it. For him, I think.
This mother told us an adult baited her 16-year-old son, who is accused of being involved in multiple smash and grabs. To protect his identity under the law, we can't show you who she is.
It's also really pathetic to use a child for financial gain. It's pretty sickening.
Those dangerous influences are still out there, and why she made a tough decision to not bail her son out, because she believes he's safer in custody. Joanna Rumiliotis, CBC News, Toronto.
And you can watch the Fifth Estate's investigation Smash and Grab tonight at 9 p.m. on CBC Television and CBC Gem. Well, if listening to Rolling Stones music isn't enough for you, try picking up some memorabilia from the band's private collection. Almost 200 items are headed to auction in Dallas next month, and it could raise more than $1 million. Have a look.
It is a collection of Rolling Stones memorabilia, stage-worn outfits, tickets, programs, autographs, instruments, you name it, tracing the history of the band from their formation in the early 1960s until they conquered the world by the end of the decade. The leading lot in the sale is Brian Jones's Harmony Stratotone guitar that he acquired in the early 1960s. It was his first electric guitar. What's fascinating about this guitar, it is a budget guitar. This is not a high-end instrument. This is what somebody working class in the early 60s would have been able to afford. So it's a very humble, modest instrument. I think one of the coolest pieces of music memorabilia isn't an album at all, but rather an album sleeve. It's a 12-inch record that simply says "We Love You" with the band's names written on it. And this would have been we think, a prototype predecessor to their Satanic Majesty's Request album. It's named after their single, "We Love You." And we think this was one of the early mock-up covers for an album that ultimately never came to be. Over the course of less than a decade, they go from being one of 1,000 other aspiring rhythm and blues, rock and roll bands in London to being on top of the world. I think watching that story unfold through these objects is very interesting.
Well, the PWHL's newest team, the Vancouver Golden Eyes, is finally hitting the ice tonight for their home opener. They'll host the Seattle Torrent. The game will be played at Vancouver's Pacific Coliseum, which is now home to the Golden Eyes. Vancouver is the first team in the league to have its own arena. Tickets are sold out, and more than 15,000 people are expected to attend tonight's game. Canada's main stock index closed higher on Friday with broad-based gains, while U.S. markets also gained ground. Here's a look at the numbers as we head to break.
This weather update is brought to you in part by Atlantic Lottery's iGames. Play hundreds of games on the Atlantic Lottery app or at alc.ca.
Okay, we're back to wrap things up, and it sounds like lots of opportunities to get out on the weekend, right?
Yeah, that's right. Saturday is going to be a pretty quiet day, but it will be a little on the cloudy side. Just be mindful if you are heading out, a couple of showers out there. If you're looking for the sun, Sunday's your day. We'll have a better chance of that, especially in the morning.
But chilly, right?
But chilly.
Right.
Chillier, for sure. Not quite as chilly as it was this morning. Great segue, Amy, to our viewer picture of the day from Nikta. And yes.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, because surprise, I'm not sure how common it is to see a rose this time of year. But I'm not a gardener, but I'm guessing that this rose was not loving the frost this morning.
No,
And
looks a little frozen.
for sure. Thanks to David for sharing this. Beautiful all the same. Ryan's picks at cbc.ca. As we look at the outlook, note the showers in the east tonight clearing away from Cape Breton, and we are looking at the clouds building in from west to east, and the temperatures notably rising overnight tonight as those southwest winds do kick in. Saturday, we're looking at those clouds, as I said, that are going to be fairly dominant. We'll see a couple of spotty showers in the mix with those southwest winds. The best chance is going to be there Saturday evening as that next system kind of slides just offshore, and then we'll see the clearing skies overnight and into Sunday, which will be a little on the frosty side. There is your forecast temperatures for Sunday, 7 to 8 degrees. And then for Sunday, looking at temperatures in the 3 to 4 and maybe 5 degree range, a little bit cooler for Inverness County into Port Hawkesbury. There's the low that's moving its way out, and we are looking at their pretty nice day for Sunday. Alberta Clipper moves in with a couple of showers and flurries into the mix for Monday. That system moves out. Tuesday looking nice with another chance for showers Wednesday.
Okie doke. Well, the London Zoo has created a new spa-themed enclosure to help settle in 2 capybaras.
Kiwi is the younger sister of Gizmo. They've had a nice mooch around this morning. They've got a heated shelter, they've got a deep pond outside. On top of that, they also have a wallow. They love to roll around in the mud.
Kiwi and Gizmo's new climate-controlled home also includes 2 pools. Capybaras are semi-aquatic and considered the world's largest rodent.
The zoo says the pair are settled in and really happy. The permanent exhibit was built to discourage visitors from keeping the species as pets.
They're kind of cute, though.
Yeah, they'd be a big pet, though, for sure.
That's true. All right, that is it for us tonight. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Have a great weekend.